Like I mentioned, I was really into. I'm really into Halloween. They in the town that I grew up in, they're very strict about now what you can and can't wear on Halloween, believe it or not. This, of course, all came out of it. I'm going to tell some Halloween stories now. There was, I don't know how many of you have ever heard of the vampire role-playing game. It's called Vampire. There was, back in 1993, there was a murder in the town I grew up in. And I'll tell you, I grew up in Fort Thomas, Kentucky. I was born and raised in Fort Thomas, actually. And Tony was, too. So, you want to talk about a tiny town, you got it. I mean, it's like, but the crazy thing is, and this is the no lie, honest to God truth, Tony and I, granted it was a small town, but it was big enough to where he and I never met until we got to college at Northern. I'm not joking. But seriously though, what it is in 1993 there was a murder there because of that role-playing game, Vampires. Well, it's my understanding that somebody in that group that was playing the Vampires game at somebody's house, and I think I know the house, to be honest with you. I don't know the street address or anything, the exact street address, so that's part of the reason why I'm not going to tell it here. I don't want to tell the wrong house. I mean, I'm 90% sure it was that house, but, I can't prove it. I couldn't prove it that it was, yes, definitely that house, because I don't have the information or anything. But there was a murder, and it was blamed on somebody from that group. So the city of Fort Thomas, from what I heard, ran these people out of town and said, you can't do that anymore, you cannot dress up like a vampire in town anymore for Halloween. I was shocked when I heard it. Of course, the following year we moved out of Fort Thomas and moved to where my parents live now, as I've mentioned. But I just always, that cracked me up. I mean, the murder wasn't funny, but the fact that, this went on. And, I had heard through the grapevine that this was going on, but it just struck me as funny that these people didn't think about that, you know what I'm saying? I'm like thinking, what are you all thinking that you weren't more careful about that, to tell everybody playing the game, look, this is just a game, this isn't real life, I mean, there's some people that, I've heard go overboard with it. But seriously though, I mean, you have to ask yourself, what would cause a person to go overboard with something like that? But I am going to, now pause here and tell a few other, Halloween stories from the area, since I'm on the topic. Hold on just a moment, okay?